Coming up on this hour, Chris 6 Sunrise. When city leaders speak up, neighbors tend to listen. Why some neighbors in our community say the councilman crossed the line. We have this response.
And here's a look at what other stories we're covering in your neighborhood.
Southside, Flower Bluff, downtown. Some of your neighborhoods just moved districts. I'm Michaela Chavez on the South Side, and I'll help you find out if yours did coming up.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chris 6 Sunrise. Thank you so much for waking up with the Hoffmans. I'm Michelle Hoffman.
And I'm Brian Hoffman. It is Thursday, or as some people call it, Friday Junior. Don't come at me in the DMs, though. We know it's Thursday. So let's find out how your Thursday morning weather and commute is with meteorologist Stephen Jones standing by. How you doing today, buddy?
Good morning.
Well, good morning, you guys. You know, not too bad. Feeling the 50s this morning, so much better than that chill we were feeling to start off this week. So looking like 70 degrees today. I'm not complaining about the weather, as we're going to see plenty of sunshine too, and all the greens we're looking at in terms of the traffic out there. Not too bad as we're starting off our day. Here's a live look at that SBID Skycam. Starting to see a few more cars hit the roadway as we're going through to the 6 a.m. hour now for that morning commute, but really the traffic's still flowing nicely across most of our area. Let's get into it here. Starting off with the New Harbor Bridge to and from Portland, good and green along 181 all the way over to Taft, and 361 going towards Ingleside as we go to Robstown and Cal Allen. Looking at 37, nice and clear this morning. 44, just a couple minor slowdowns as you get near Violet there. As we work into Corpus Christi now, Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns to report, as well as SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway really looking good and clear across our neck of the woods. And here into Flower Bluff, a couple extra minutes needed there on Waldron Road, as well as the normal slowdown closer to the Naval Air Station. But other than that, a good and green morning to kick off our Thursday.
Sounds good, Stephen. Thank you so much. And folks, we'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit. But first, a Senate committee is set to meet today to discuss a bill that would withhold senators' pay during a government shutdown. The resolution would ensure that members of Congress see the same impact on their paychecks as every other federal employee. During the latest government shutdown, federal workers went without a paycheck for more than a month. And in a bipartisan move, House lawmakers voted 312 to 112 to pass the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. The legislation authorizes a record $901 billion in military spending, which includes an increase in troop pay and military support for Ukraine. The Senate is expected to pass the bill next week, and President Trump has said he will sign the NDAA into law once it reaches his desk.
So Corpus Christi City Councilman is facing some backlash after using rape-related language during a discussion about city contracts over Tuesday's City Council meeting. District 3 Councilman Eric Cantu said the city was, quote, raping taxpayers while expressing frustration over the cost of city contracts. Those comments quickly drew criticism from both colleagues and members of the community. In a follow-up interview with Chris 6 News, Cantu addressed his word choice, but stopped short of apologizing for his overall messaging.
I used a word I shouldn't have, and that's on me. But I'm not apologizing for being pissed off when taxpayers are getting screwed.
So Chris 6 News did reach out to Mayor Paulette Guajardo, who later released a statement saying city leaders have a duty to communicate thoughtfully and use respectful language during public meetings. So no matter how you feel about the words or the message, the city website does have key points for the rules of decorum. It states the rules were adopted to assist in the orderly deliberation of matters that affect the city and its citizens. Council members, city staff, and all fellow citizens shall be courteous, polite, and respectful to one another. Everyone is asked to respect the letter and spirit of these rules. Profane or obscene language or behavior is not allowed.
So Nueces County has a new chief medical examiner, the third in just 2 years. County commissioners approved the appointment of Dr. Diane Nam H. Trang, and she's been serving as interim chief examiner since July. They also approved her annual salary of just over $412,000. The previous chief medical examiner, Dr. Rajesh Kannan, resigned after just 14 months on the job. He replaced Dr. Timothy Fagan, who resigned in 2023 after just 1 year on the job. Dr. Trang also served as assistant medical examiner under Dr. Kannan.
So the Supreme Court just approved new congressional maps for Texas that could change who represents you in Congress. States redraw maps every 10 years as populations change, but Texas is doing it in mid-decade at the request of President Trump. The Supreme Court greenlit the new map for the 2026 midterm. Locally, if Michael Cloud was your congressman, well, he probably isn't anymore. His district shifted north, and most of Corpus Christi is now in Vicente Gonzalez's district. Dr. Paul Goldmeyer from Del Mar College explains why lawmakers made this change.
The hope that the state has is that you will end up with 5 more Republicans than what they had before, because you created what they hope are going to be 5 more Republican-safe districts.
It's politicians choosing their voters instead of the other way around. But Gottmeyer says that the strategy may not work because they used 2024 turnout data, which was much higher than a typical midterm. He warns that when maps reduce competition, voters lose influence. Coming up in our 20 minutes nonstop news, Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez will have more on this redistricting of maps.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. As we're taking a live look at our USS Lexington Cam, thanks to First Community Bank, the aquarium nice and lit up this morning. 52 degrees, winds out of the north, also at 8 miles an hour. Looking at the New Harbor Bridge, a few more cars heading out there for that Thursday morning commute, but still flowing nice and smooth there. As we're looking at the temperatures in your neck of the woods, a little cooler to the northwest, 46 there in Cotulla, going to be our cool spot this morning, and then a good warm spread to the coast, 56 at the Naval Air Station, 57 over in Port Aransas, 50 as we work our way to Kingsville, Robstown, and Mathis, all the way up to Beeville and George West as we round out this morning. Taking a look at our dog walking forecast today, we've got Winnie for our star of the day, and taking a look at those temperatures for Winnie's walk this morning, going to be 57 by 9 a.m., 63 as we head into 11 a.m., and for that lunch hour, looking at 65 degrees with winds still out of the northeast throughout this morning at that 5 to 10 mile an hour mark. Going to turn out of the southeast though as we go in towards about that dinner time frame. For the feels like temperatures only chasing 70 degrees towards that 2 to 4 p.m. time, so not going to be too bad of an afternoon at all, maybe even cool enough to keep the jacket with you, but could be a t-shirt afternoon as well with plenty of sunshine on the board, with the big weather picture showing you high pressure moving into the Lone Star State. That weak cold front we had work through the area is now off to the south, so going to be a nice day ahead before we start to see warming trends going into tomorrow, already into those upper 70s once again. For our upper level pattern, going to show you the core of that cold air, mainly for the northeast region, but by the time we're heading into Saturday, Sunday, maybe just a little bit of this trough of cool air going to make its way into the area. So another weak cold front on the way, a brief cool down going to start off our next week of December, but quickly going to see that upper level ridge work in and warm us right back up. For our future tracker today, plenty of sunshine on the board, but as we head into tomorrow morning, maybe just a little bit of patchy fog into the morning commute hours with more moisture on the rise as we go into our Friday, and as we go into the afternoon, maybe a few more specks of those green showing up on the radar out there. So not going to be a washout. I think even if you want to leave the umbrella at home, you're going to be fine for tomorrow, but still going to start to see more cloud cover and those rain chances start to inch up on the board as we head into the weekend. The main chance for this weekend going to be eyeing that Sunday morning time frame right now as we get ready for that cold front working in, also dropping us from the 80s to those 60s to start off next week, but like I talked about, going to quickly warm back up, 70 degrees by Tuesday, 76 by Wednesday, with overnight lows rebounding into those 60s.
So like we told you about yesterday, Australia's banned social media for teens under the age of 16. Coming up on Sunrise Scripts News Group's Joe St. George tells us what the chances of the United States are following suit. Hey, welcome back, folks. 6:12 is your time. Taking a look at our SPID Skycam. Oh yeah, traffic looking pretty nice right now. We're going to be checking out all the rest of the roads, plus, of course, the weather, making sure your weekend plans are all good to go. But first, we're going to talk about some top headlines. So Australia, like we told you about yesterday, they are taking restrictions on social media to a whole new level. Starting up this week, it actually banned it for teens under the age of 16. Could something like this happen right here in the United States, though?
Now, to answer that question, we bring in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George, this morning. And Joe, so here's another question, though. Is Australia having any success so far with the social media ban? And what are the challenges the United States would face if they tried to do the same thing?
Well, we're talking Well, we're talking about something that just took effect a couple days ago, and there's expected to be a big report before Christmas from Australia as to whether or not they're having success, whether the big tech companies are following this. The enforcement mechanism here, I think, is the most noteworthy. You're talking about these companies being fined tens of millions of dollars every day if they're not in compliant with this piece of legislation. Now, the state of Florida has attempted to do something similar here already with limiting access to minors, but that has been clear if companies are following it as seriously because there's ongoing legal battles. I think this could be one of those issues, right? We talk a lot about issues in upcoming elections with the economy or healthcare. This is one of those issues when the 2028 presidential election comes around. I think it's one of those that could be one of the big ones on the campaign trail. We've already seen a potential presidential candidate, Rahm Emanuel, the former chief of staff to former President Barack Obama, former ambassador to Japan, former mayor of Chicago. He's come out in favor of a social media ban for minors. But here's the kicker, and this is what people need to know. I could walk around this building where I'm at, Capitol Hill, and you'll find lawmakers who say, regulating big tech, telling big tech what to do, it's just something that lawmakers haven't had success with so far. And going this far would represent a major step, but a step that certainly a number of parents, a number of advocacy groups would like to see, believing the damage being done to young people through social media warrants such a drastic policy change. So keep an eye on Australia, right? We don't say that phrase much here on local TV in South Texas, but keep an eye on Australia and the social media ban. If they can figure it out, they're almost like the test case here. Look for other countries and certainly the debate at the very least in the U.S. to pick up.
Yeah, you know, my mom didn't need a ban. She just said no. You got to move out before you use the internet. So thank you so much, Joe, for your time today.
Yeah, looking forward to talking again soon.
You have a smart mom. You have a smart mom, don't you?
Look how I turned out.
Oh, perfect. Have a good one, Joe.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. As we're taking a look at our USS Lexington Cam, thanks to First Community Bank sitting in those 50s at 52 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast, 8 miles an hour with the aquarium nice and lit up and traffic flowing nice and smooth there along the Harbor Bridge. Not too bad of a Friday junior as we're kicking it off. Taking a look at the past 10 hours, a decent cool down from 63 degrees at 8 p.m. last night, now down into those lower 50s as we're going into the 6 a.m. hour and getting ready to see those morning lows out there. Taking a look at temperatures in your neck of the woods, 49 over there in Beeville, 50 in Alice as well as Kingsville this morning, and as we work our way towards the southwest there in Hebronville. Winds for all of us out of the north around that 5 to 10 mile an hour mark, and nothing to worry about in terms of the visibility today. Those dew points in the 30s and 40s as we're kicking it off. Where it feels like temperatures going to chase the 70 degree mark towards that 2 to 4 p.m. hour, so really not too bad, feeling like room temperature out there this afternoon. And as we go into the overnight hours, even warmer as we're kicking off our Friday, closer to the upper 50s, if not that 60 degree mark as we're waking up tomorrow. For the big weather picture, you could see the cold front that did work through. It was pretty weak at that, but now has worked through the Lone Star State. Now we're seeing more high pressure working in behind it and plenty of sunshine on the menu as we're heading in through our Thursday today here in Corpus Christi, and throughout the next couple of days going to start to watch some more return flow working in, but still dealing with mostly these warmer temperatures for us. But as we go into Saturday, this next core of cold air, that trough of low pressure, going to send another cold front our way as we go into the Sunday time frame. So going to cool us off for Sunday and Monday, but by the time we're heading into Tuesday and Wednesday, this next ridge of high pressure going to work in overhead and warm us right back up. So for our future tracker for today, plenty of sunshine on the menu like I talked about, so plenty of blue skies today. But as we go into tomorrow morning, more moisture works in, and the potential for some patchy AM fog tomorrow for that morning commute is there. And as we go through the rest of the day, the partly cloudy skies and even a few specks of green on the radar could show up, but I don't think it's going to be a total washout. Definitely not the drought buster we need, not the 11 inches of a rainfall deficit so far that we have for 2025, but either way, we'll take every drop we can get. In terms of those forecast high temperatures, you could see when that cold front works in, puts us below average, but only briefly before that next ridge of high pressure warms us right back up into the upper 70s as we head through the rest of the week, and really settles down in those upper 70s as we head into next weekend and start to get ready to head into Christmas as well, only 2 weeks away from today. For those rain chances, you can see how they tick up really into the morning hours for Saturday and Sunday before going into next week. Another further chance by that Tuesday timeframe, but overall looking like that 1/4 of an inch mark at most with the rainfall totals. For our 7-day forecast on the warm up through Saturday, chasing 80 degrees, that cold front pushes us back down into the 60s by Sunday and Monday. There's that next rain chance on Tuesday with more cloud cover as we warm up into the mid 70s by Wednesday.
Stephen, thank you so much. So the Texas State Aquarium is expanding, and coming up on Sunrise, we have the details on a new Children's Discovery Center there. Welcome back, folks. The Texas State Aquarium is getting ready to launch a brand new multi-million-dollar experience just for kids. It's called Ocean Odyssey and designed to look and feel like the aquarium's Wildlife Rescue Center. The space is being built inside what was once a movie theater on the aquarium's campus, and it will cost $2.5 million.
So we were last year voted the 3rd best aquarium in North America. So this is certainly the top aquarium in Texas and one of the top 3 in the United States. So this just continues that trend for us to make sure that we're creating that safe space.
When finished, children will be able to explore hands-on displays, push buttons, talk to interactive technology, and learn about how wildlife is rescued and rehabilitated. The aquarium hopes to open the new space by April.
So over at South Texas, a lighthouse for the blind on the city's west side. New technology is making day-to-day work a whole lot easier for employees who are visually impaired. Things like screen magnifiers and large monitors help them read orders, check paperwork, and do jobs that require precision. One of the people using that equipment is actually front desk clerk Tim Hatcher. He was born legally blind and says that these tools help him keep up in the workplace that's not always built for people like him.
It's very difficult. A lot of people don't want to take the chance on hiring people who are blind or visually impaired.
So the Lighthouse says fundraisers help pay for these upgrades so employees can work more independently and have more opportunities to grow.
Well, good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend taking a live look at our USS Lexington cam. Thanks to First Community Bank, 52 degrees. The aquarium nice and lit up, and as we see the new Harbor Bridge, traffic flowing nice and smooth along it. No rain to worry about today as we push towards that 70-degree mark for daytime highs, and as we get a good look at the traffic flow across our entire region, starting off with the new Harbor Bridge here, just like we saw, good and green going to and from Portland. Only a minor slowdown from Ingleside to Gregory there along 361 as we work over to Robstown and Cal Allen. 37 looking nice and green, as well as 44 coming in from Robstown. Working into Corpus Christi now. Ocean Drive, no major slowdowns to report, as well as SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway. All of our major roadways coming in the clear this morning. As we work over towards Flower Bluff Drive, just a couple extra minutes on both Flower Bluff Drive on and Waldron Road potentially this morning. And getting a quick look also towards the island, no slowdowns there, plenty of greens on the board. So really wherever you're coming from and going to, a good and green morning to kick off our Thursday.
When city leaders speak, neighbors listen. I'm Tyrese Boone, and I'll tell you why many in our community say a councilman crossed the line.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Well, good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend taking a live look at our Snoopy Skycam thanks to Matthews CCAC. 52 degrees, those winds out of the north about 8 miles an hour. The causeway in view with traffic flowing nice and smooth out there. But a few more cars starting to hit the roadways now that we're getting closer to 6:30 a.m. But taking a look back at yesterday, it was pretty chilly in the morning, at least below average. Coming in at 49, below that average of 51. The daytime highs pushed up to 80 degrees. Above that average, supposed to be about 71. That's closer to where we're going to be today. Either way, short of that daytime high record 89 we set back in 1993. And of course, we need plenty of rain to make up for 2025 so far. Those temperatures in your neck of the woods a little cooler to the west. 49 in Robstown, 46 up there in Cotulla, 49 in San Diego as well this morning, 50 for Beeville, and then a little warmer along the coast, 56 for Port Aransas as well as the Naval Air Station. For our dog walking forecast this morning, we've got Winnie on the board, just ready to go on her walk, enjoying a nice day over there at the park. And as we look at those temperatures for Winnie's walk this morning, going to be 60 degrees degrees by 10 a.m., 63 by that 11 a.m. hour. By the lunchtime hour, pushing about that 66-degree mark. Winds still going to be out of the northeast and the east, though, at 5 to 10 miles an hour as they get ready to shift more towards the southeast as we head towards that dinner time frame. For the rest of the afternoon, looking at 68 by 1 p.m., that 70-degree mark for daytime highs here in Corpus Christi, and that's where you start to see the winds also shift more out of the southeast. So tomorrow, going to notice a little bit more moisture working back into the region. For forecast highs today, a little cooler along the coast, chasing 70 degrees, but as you work your way inland where it's a little bit drier, seeing those mid-70s potential for the daytime highs today with plenty of sunshine as well. High pressure also working in the wake of that cold front that we saw work through yesterday, so plenty of sunshine for the Lone Star State, including us here in town. But as we go into tomorrow, that's where those winds, like we talked about, shift back out of the southeast, maybe even a little bit of the potential for AM patchy fog tomorrow for that morning commute. And as we go through the rest of the afternoon, a few more specks of that green going to be showing up on the board as we go into the weekend. Going to start to see even more, just a little bit more, but as we go into the afternoons, I think we're looking on the better end, so I wouldn't cancel those outdoor plans. For our forecast high temperatures, our next cold front anticipated to work in as we work towards Sunday, so going to be seeing those dropping temperatures, it looks like Sunday through the Tuesday timeframe for at least below average temperatures here in Corpus Christi. But as we go through the rest of the week, an upper level ridge going to be working back into the area, settling us down back in the upper 70s, so a good warm up, just a brief cool down there as we kick off next week. For our rain chances, though, we could use a little more on the board. Going to see some of that isolated activity as we head into Saturday and Sunday morning potentially, and then it's going to dry out just a little bit before another chance works in as we head in towards that Tuesday time frame. But overall, rain chances, or rainfall totals, I should say, looking rather not that bad, not that great right now. Just at the 1/4 of an inch mark, maybe a 1/2 of an inch if you get some of the better downpours out there that set up. But overall, in our watershed, we could also use a little bit more. In terms of the totals, we're still looking at that 11 inches we need to make up for the year, and we just don't have it right now. But hopefully we start to see a few more systems working in as we work into the new year. For our 7-day forecast, you can see us on the warm-up as we head into Saturday, chasing 80 degrees, so well above average before that cold front drops temperatures on Sunday, bringing that AM rain chance, dropping us to the 60s to start off that next week of December. Another brief chance on Tuesday as we're warming up into the mid-70s on Wednesday.
Southside, Flower Bluff, downtown. Some of your neighborhoods just moved districts. I'm Michaela Chavez on the South Side, and I'll help you find out if yours did, coming up.
Foreclosure activity is up nationwide. I'm Maritza Giorgio. Coming up, why that might not be as bad as it sounds.
Welcome back, folks. The year-end holiday travel period is expected to set a new record this year. AAA projects more than 122 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home from December 20th through New Year's Day. 89% of travelers are expected to take road trips, and the rest of Americans are planning a getaway. They'll do so by air, bus, train, or take a cruise. This year's travel forecast is on track to surpass the 2024 record by nearly 3 million.
Foreclosure activity that includes default notices, auctions, and bank repossessions are up double digits in all categories across the U.S. But experts tell us those stats might be more of a return to normal than a warning sign. The statistics are high. Foreclosure filings in November up 21% from last year, while completed foreclosures surged 26% year over year, according to real estate data firm Adam. But bank rate housing market analyst Jeff Ostrowski says we're not looking at a dire situation.
The thing to keep in mind about these foreclosure rates is that foreclosures were kept artificially low throughout the pandemic.
Broker and CEO of Ecofine Properties in South Florida shared the sentiment.
And the reason it's not dire is that if you're starting with a low baseline, so doubling the number 1 is 2. That doesn't mean it's a scary number, though.
Delaware leads the nation in foreclosure rates, followed by South Carolina and Nevada. Among major cities, Philadelphia has the highest foreclosure rate, followed by Las Vegas, Cleveland, Ohio, and Tampa, Florida.
Foreclosure is definitely financially devastating for the homeowner who's going through it. But it's also just a normal and healthy part of the housing market.
Foreclosure rates ending this year are well below historic highs, in part because less homeowners are underwater after home prices spiked during the pandemic.
So many homeowners have so much equity, you'll sell it if you're in financial distress, but you're unlikely to lose the home to foreclosure.
That means a lot of homeowners have a buffer when it comes to mortgage payments, even in more difficult economic times. But that's not to say consumers aren't feeling the pressure of inflation, rising property taxes, and homeowners insurance.
For the middle class or upper middle class, it takes time because you don't notice it right away. But once you get to month 3, 4, 5, or 6, all of a sudden you have to adjust your lifestyle. And we're starting to see some of that.
Lichtenstein expects the upward trend in foreclosure activity to continue into the new year, but he doesn't see another housing emergency on the horizon, with banks more willing to work with homeowners than in the past. Maritza Giorgio, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. Taking a live look at our SBID cam, you can see more cars starting to hit the roadways as we're kicking off our Thursday morning. 52 degrees though, and those winds out of the north at 8 miles an hour. Definitely jacket worthy as we're kicking off our day, but not looking too bad either, with plenty of clear skies out there. Looking at those temperatures in your neighborhood, a couple of 40s as you work your way off to the north and west. 49 there in Beeville, 50 over in Hebronville, as well as Kingsville, Alice, and as we look at Rockport coming in at that 51 degree mark. Winds out of the north for all of us though, around 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we go into the evening, going to start to see them shift more out of the southeast. For those dew points with the northerly flow, starting to see the lower 30s there in Beeville, still the 50s along the coast. And as we go into tomorrow, that's where we'll start to see these rise once again. Yesterday we were in those 50s and 60s, but with the dry air in place, plenty of clear skies on the Doppler radar, exactly what we're going to be seeing through the rest of our Thursday. By tomorrow, the potential will be there with more moisture in place for a little bit of patchy fog in the morning and partly cloudy skies, but for today, mostly sunny skies, 71 degrees. Definitely, hopefully you're able to go out there and enjoy some of this nice weather today as we get ready to see more of that cloud cover and the warmer temperatures heading into Saturday. I'll break down all of our rain chances and that 7-day forecast coming up.
Now, 20 minutes of non-stop news, sponsored by Ewald Kubota.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our 20 minutes of non-stop news with the Hoffmans. I'm Brian Hoffman.
And I'm Michelle Hoffman. As always, we have plenty of neighborhood news for you this morning. But first, let's check in with meteorologist Stephen Jones to see how our roadways are looking this morning. Hey, good morning, Stephen.
Hey, buddy.
Well, good morning, you guys. Happy Friday, Junior, if you will, of course. You know, plenty of greens on the board behind me. Exactly what I want to see as we're kicking off our Thursday. And with the temperatures in the 50s, not too much to complain about as we're kicking it off. Just getting a glimpse of that sunrise out there. Here's a live look at that SBID sky cam. You can see more cars hitting the roadway now as we get closer to 7 a.m., but still flowing nice and smooth. And across most of the region, as we get a good look at that traffic flow, plenty of greens on the board. But let's take a closer look here to and from Portland. The Harbor Bridge looking good in green. A minor slowdown there on 361 between Ingleside and Gregory, though, to maybe account for a couple extra minutes on that commute. As we work over to Robstown and Cal Allen, 37 looking good from Cal Allen, as well as 44 to Robstown this morning. Working into our major roadways here in Corpus Christi, Ocean Drive nice and green, as well as SPID, Saratoga, and Crosstown Expressway. No major slowdowns to report here. And finally, a look over by Flower Bluff, maybe just a couple extra minutes as you're hitting those roadways, but for the most part, not going to be too bad of a day to kick off our Thursday.
I'm Tari Spoon, your downtown neighborhood news reporter. During Tuesday's council session, Councilman Eric Cantu used language invoking rape while talking about city contracts. Now, many are calling for an apology and clearer rules for the council. A discussion about city contract costs exploded into controversy at City Hall Tuesday when District 3 Councilman Eric Cantu blasted what he called outrageous spending, using language that immediately drew reaction.
We get raped every day on these contracts.
Minutes later, Cantu spoke on specific price tags.
$166,000 and $80,000 for a crane service? That's crazy.
Well, council member,
might as well put the Vaseline right here.
Cantu's statement is opening up a bigger conversation on how council should be speaking.
The public is being scolded for clapping and for, using cuss words. I mean, he gets away with it, but just by apologizing? I don't know.
In a follow-up phone interview with Chris 6 News, Cantu acknowledged his language and stood by his anger over taxpayer costs.
I used a word I shouldn't have, and that's on me. But I'm not apologizing for being pissed off when taxpayers are getting screwed.
The mayor weighed in with a written statement reminding elected leaders of their duty to communicate thoughtfully and urging respectful discussion at public meetings. We each have a duty to communicate thoughtfully on behalf of our community. Some expressions cross a line of appropriateness, and I encourage all of us to use language that maintains respectful discussion. We'll be following how city leaders respond and whether meeting rules will change. Reporting from downtown, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tyrese Boone, Chris 6 News.
Tyrese, thank you so much. So the Supreme Court just approved new maps for Texas. So what does this mean and how does it affect you? Well, as our Sunrise Neighborhood News reporter Michaela Chavez shows us, this could mean a new district and a new representative for many of us.
First, some quick context. States redraw maps every 10 years as populations change. Take Corpus Christi South Side.
Back then, there was farmland on Cimarron, nothing on the other side of Oso Creek, basically.
In 2003, Texas redrew maps again mid-decade, and the Supreme Court said states can do that.
That set up the precedent for what is happening now.
This year, lawmakers drew a new map, and the Supreme Court just greenlit it for the 2026 midterms. So if we just redrew in 2021, why now? Dr. Paul Gaudemoller, political science professor at Del Mar, explains.
The hope that the state has is that you will end up with 5 more Republicans than what they had before, because you created what they hope are going to be 5 more Republican-safe districts.
Here's what that means locally. If Michael Cloud was your congressman, he probably isn't anymore. His district shifted north.
Into Corpus Christi, just there. That's all that's left of the 27th district. If you live in Corpus Christi, you can say you are now in pretty much Vicente Gonzalez's district.
So why move Nueces County? Dr. Gaudemoller says it's about strengthening a seat.
And then figured if you added in portions of Nueces County, well, most of Nueces County, that should create enough Republican votes to create a safe Republican district. So they're trying to remove him from that.
But he says it may not work. They used the 2024 turnout, which was much higher than a midterm, and midterms historically hurt the president's party. He compares it to getting to know someone.
When you're meeting somebody for the first time on a date, you have a lot of assumptions and you see them in a very different way than you do after about 1 year of dating them.
So I asked him, flat out.
As a Texan, why should I care?
He says it's not just about who represents you, it's about the process. When maps are drawn to reduce competition, we lose something we value in almost every part of life.
Why do we get excited about a new fast food chain? Because we have more choices in competition.
With fewer competitive races, he says your voice can carry less weight.
And therefore, the people who are running won't care as much about what your individual views are, because they already know they're going to win. And that's not a good thing.
Voters don't need to do anything yet, but if you want to check if your neighborhood or your street is now in a different district, feel free to check out my story online at christv.com. From the South Side, I'm Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Well, hey there, and good Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Stephen Jones. As we're taking a live look at our Snoopy's Pier Sky Cam, thanks to Matthews CCAC, seeing a nice sunrise on our hands, just starting out there with the causeway in view, traffic flowing nice and smooth, sitting in the 50s, 56 degrees, and winds out of the north close to that 10-mile-an-hour mark. Not too bad, but definitely jacket-worthy as we're heading out the door this morning. Even cooler as you work your way off towards the west and the north. 45 degrees going to be the cool spot up there in Cotulla this morning as we work our way to Beeville, coming in at 49. A little warmer along the coast, 56 for both Port Aransas and the Naval Air Station, and then Kingsville rounding us out at that 50-degree mark. For our dog walking forecast this morning, we've got Winnie here enjoying a nice walk at the park, and looking at those temperatures for Winnie's walk today for this Thursday, going to be pretty nice this morning at 60 degrees by 10 a.m., 63 by 11, and 66 as we're heading out for lunch towards that noon hour, with winds out of the northeast most of the morning, starting to shift more out of the southeast as we especially head towards that dinner time frame. For feels like temperatures into the afternoon, pushing those upper 60s by 2 to 4 p.m., maybe that 70-degree mark, but with those winds still around, going to provide just that nice slight wind chill, only about 1 degree below that actual air temperature around 70 degrees. With the big weather picture, we're going to be on the warm-up as we head into tomorrow. You can see the last front we had worked through. That's why we're a little bit cooler today, but with high pressure working in and plenty of sunshine on the menu today as we head into tomorrow, going to see those upper 70s return. With the future tracker, here's where we're going to be seeing just a few clouds today, but really plenty of blue skies as as we head into tomorrow with that return flow, more moisture in the morning means the potential for just a few of those patchy fog areas as we head into the morning commute hours, and as we head through the afternoon, even the potential for a few green specks on the radar showing up out there, but definitely not a washout by any means, and not going to be the 11 inches of rain we need to make up for 2025 so far. So going to hope for some more weather systems as we head into the new year for sure. For our forecast, high temperatures, you can see that next cold front anticipated by the Sunday timeframe, going to cool us off pretty nicely into the 60s to start off that next week of December, but then going to be pretty brief at that as we see the next upper level ridge work in, settling us down in those upper 70s as we warm up through the rest of the week for next week. For the rain chances, going to be in the mornings as we head into Saturday and Sunday for just an isolated chance for the most part, but as we head into Tuesday, going to see another chance working into the area. For that 7-day forecast, the 80s going to return by Saturday before that cold front cools us off into the 60s. That next rain chance on the board, but only brief as we warm up into the mid-70s by next Wednesday.
Stephen, thank you so much, buddy. So, big news out of the Federal Reserve, the central bank cutting interest rates yet again by another quarter point. Scripps News Group's business and technology correspondent Mara Barrett has more on what went into the decision and what it could mean for your money.
The majority of the Federal Reserve Board appears to think that a rate cut could help boost a weaker labor market. The decision to cut rates for the third time this year signals that the members are comfortable with the way inflation is trending for now, even though it's still higher than they'd like. The Federal Reserve cutting interest rates again on Wednesday.
Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a quarter percentage point.
The decision marking the third straight rate cut from the central bank after months of leaving rates steady.
This was a very difficult meeting, I think, for the Federal Reserve. There was a lot of evidence that suggested that, yeah, a rate cut was, needed, but there was also a lot of evidence that suggested a rate cut wasn't needed.
The decision was not unanimous, marking the fourth straight meeting featuring dissent from at least one Fed board member. It's part of a balancing act to carry out the Fed's dual mandate to keep prices steady and support a strong jobs market, says economics professor Thomas Stockwell.
They're more worried about keeping the unemployment side of the equation in check and not letting the labor market, get much worse than it is right now.
New October data out Tuesday showed employers laid off almost 1.9 million workers that month, the most since January of 2023.
Everyone around the table at the FOMC agrees that inflation is too high and that we want it to come down, and agrees that the labor market has softened and that there's further risk.
For consumers, another cut means the cost of borrowing money could come down. That could help drive down interest rates on home equity loans and credit cards. But it risks fanning inflation, making it more challenging for the Trump administration to promote a new focus on affordability.
I have no higher priority than making America affordable again. That's what we're going to do.
The president has touted his work on the economy, but many Americans are still feeling the pinch of inflation. More than 9 in 10 U.S. adults say inflation is still an issue. Mara Barrett, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Now, 6 things to know before you go.
Starting off this list, a Senate committee is set to meet today to discuss a Democrat-led bill that would withhold senators' pay during a government shutdown. The resolution would ensure that members of Congress see the same impact on their paychecks as every other federal employee. During the latest government shutdown, federal workers went without a paycheck for more than a month.
And in a bipartisan move, House lawmakers voted 312 to 112 to pass the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. The legislation authorizes a record $901 billion in military spending, which includes an increase in troop pay and military support for Ukraine. The Senate is expected to pass the bill next week, and President Trump has said that he will sign the NDAA into law once it reaches his desk.
Now we're learning more about the deadly collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge last year. In a final report released Wednesday, the NTSB said that a misplaced wire label on the cargo ship Dali caused a power failure that left the vessel without steering. Investigators say the crew was unable to restore propulsion in time, and communication failures prevented workers from actually evacuating the bridge.
Luigi Mangione is back in a Manhattan courtroom today for a 7th day of testimony. He's accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The court continues to examine whether Mangione's arrest was legal. Items presented in court so far this week include body camera footage of police confronting him at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania and a to-do list he allegedly wrote that said things like, quote, FBI slower overnight, end quote.
Well, it's starting to get down to the wire, folks. If you need to send out those Christmas gifts, the Postal Service says that you need to send packages by next Wednesday to get them delivered before the holiday. If you want to spend a little bit extra, paying for Priority Mail will get you until next Thursday. Priority Mail Express 2-day gets you until next Saturday. But hey, keep in mind, these are just estimates, and it's always better to send a little bit early.
And it looks like there's still time to become a billionaire by Christmas because Powerball is reporting no one took home its $930 million jackpot Wednesday night. And that means it will roll over and almost certainly pass $1 billion big ones before Saturday's drawing. It also means that the lump sum payout option could grow beyond $500 million. And folks, if you need something to do Friday night, we have you covered. Make sure you join Brian and I as we host the 27th annual La Posada Lighted Boat Parade. You can watch the broadcast right here on Chris TV tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. and join us as dozens of decorated boats light up the evening with the Christmas spirit.
Gonna be a fun one. And hey, for the first time in the U.S., Milk's favorite cookie is going sugar-free. Oreo announced sugar-free versions of its signature chocolate cookies. The double stuff zero sugar treats will start rolling out in January. It's not a fad, it's permanent. The company that makes Oreos has already introduced the cookie in Europe and in China. So Michelle and I were actually talking about this yesterday, and evidently there's a bit of a backlash, bit of an uproar.
There's so much controversy
on
over
TikTok
the
and whatnot. What are they?
Yeah.
What is everyone saying? What are the opponents saying?
People define health in different ways, right? So this being sugar-free, people are wondering, is it good for weight loss? Is it just sugar-free? What is it made out of if it's not sugar? So very valid concerns, but for us, it's just like, if you want the cookie, eat it.
The way I see it is everything in moderation too. Like if you don't have that much sugar, yes, it may help you out with weight loss, but just have a couple. Like you don't have to have the whole box of cookies, right? Unless they're Girl Scout cookies. That's another conversation.
You know, that's a tough one. You know, get the good Thin Mints. I'm forgetting some of the the Samoas. The Samoas are really good too.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I mean, hopefully those would be good to try. But it's going to be interesting to see, what they're made of and to address all those questions. But the weather, nothing to complain about today. Just about perfect. I mean, as I'm looking at it, 70 degrees for that daytime high. Plenty of sunshine as we're heading into it as well. Starting off with a live look. Here's a look at Snoopy's Pier, thanks to Matthew CCAC. 56 degrees, a little warmer than what we saw yesterday, and definitely warmer than where we started off the week in those 30s and 40s. Winds, though, out of the north, bringing in some drier air today, so plenty of sunshine and not looking at any rain on the board today, but maybe as we go into tomorrow. For the temperatures right now, 45 up there into Cotulla to the northwest, a little chillier. 56 along the coast for Port Aransas and the Naval Air Station. 49 the number for Beeville, as well as down into San Diego and Hebronville for this morning. Taking a look at our dog walking forecast today, we've got Winnie here enjoying a nice day at the park, and as we look at those temperatures for Winnie's walk at the park, going to be 56 by 9 a.m., 63 for that 11 a.m. hour, and by lunchtime pushing 66 degrees with winds still out of the northeast around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But as we go into the rest of the evening, going to start to see them shift more out of the southeast by that dinner time frame. There's that 70 degree daytime high about 3 p.m. or so, with feels like temperatures in those upper 60s thanks to the winds around 8 miles an hour. So not too bad, not too much to complain about. Could maybe even keep the jacket with you into the afternoon. For the big weather picture, showing more high pressure in the wake of that last cold front we had work through the area. And as we go into today, plenty of sunshine going to be thanks to that. For the muggy meter, going to start to see that return flow begin as we head with the winds turning out of the southeast. So as we head into the weekend, more moisture going to be on the board as we see those humid conditions return, but luckily not going to pass that 70-point threshold, it looks like. And as we go into Sunday, that's where our next cold front is anticipated to make its arrival to the region. For our future tracker today, plenty of sunshine on the menu with just a few clouds in the sky. But as we go into tomorrow, more moisture makes its way in. The potential for some AM patchy fog is there for that morning commute tomorrow. But as we go through the afternoon, going to still hold on to those partly cloudy skies with maybe just a few specks of those greens showing up on the board as well. Not going to be the drought buster we need, but still going to take every drop in the bucket we can get for now. For those forecast high temperatures, you can see where that cold front makes its arrival by Sunday, dropping us to below average to kick off that next week of December. But as the next high pressure works into the area, going to warm right back up into those upper 70s and settle down there as we head into that next weekend and then start to get ready for Christmas. I mean, already only 2 weeks away to Christmas from today. For our forecast rain chances, as we go into the weekend, going to see some isolated activity, but I think mainly going to be forecast into the mornings there. So if you have afternoon plans, I think don't cancel them as we go into the weekend. And as we go into early next week, by that Tuesday time frame is where we start to see another rain chance working in. So for our 7-day forecast, going to be on the warm up through that 80-degree mark by Saturday with the next cold front on the board heading into Sunday. Those 60s make their return, but only briefly as we see that mid-70 point by Wednesday already with a couple rain chances on the board, but still with 11 inches to go. I mean, I'm hoping we start to see more as we head into 2026.
Yeah, looking good and looking good again for La Posada. So we're really excited to see that kind of weather. I did buy a big fluffy coat.
She did.
Just in case. Yeah, that goes.
It lights up too.
Yeah, I'll still probably wear it just for the vibes.
Yeah, you know, that brings a good energy.
Yeah, got to show off my new suit too. It looks great.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, folks. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.